In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to make use of the JavaScript widgets that are part of the Bootstrap install. As well, we're going to look at how to install your own JavaScript library. Here we're back at the Bootstrap web page, and Bootstrap comes with a lot of widgets that are powered by JavaScript. JavaScript is used in most modern websites to add functionality to the HTML pages. There are certain widgets that are listed here. The one that we're going to be focusing in on is called Carousel, and this is the example that they've placed. For all of these widgets, you can use the examples that they've included and copy and paste them into your website to experiment with them. So this has both left and right scroll buttons, as well as it has dots where if you've got a lot of images and you want to go quickly from one to a specific one, it will allow you to do that. There are also labels that you can put in. So I'm going to copy the code here and go to our page. Now this is where we ended off last time. It's our index page, but I've just named it Carousel for the sake of the demo. And we'll drop this carousel in right under the container division. We want it within the container. And I'll just do some cleaning up here. So what I've done here is I've prepared some images, 3 images that are 1170 wide by 500 pixels tall, and these will constitute my carousel items. So I'll copy them into our images. Now, with these built-in JavaScript routines, I don't have to make any changes to the head. I don't need to add any scripts because the JavaScript is built in. And here's where I put the image code. Image, src, and the name is Carousel 1, Carousel 2, and Carousel 3. And I'll copy these. Save it and view it. So here we are. So here it should all work. Now I'm not making any claims to being aesthetically superior. It is pretty ugly, but all this is doing is just proving that the carousel works. I'm going to delete the code, get us back to where we were originally. Let's just check to see that that's correct. Okay. The second part of this demo is to show you how to install a JavaScript library that isn't included in Bootstrap, and for that we're going to use a thing called Lightbox2. If you go to this location on github.com, this is Lightbox for Bootstrap, and all you do is download the zip to actually get the package, and we'll unpack it. And here's the package. So what we need to do is to copy certain elements from this package into our website. So first thing we'll do is we'll grab the cascading style sheet for Lightbox, and we'll copy it in. And we'll do the same with JavaScript. The other elements are not required. You don't have to copy the coffee directory, don't have to copy the images or the Sass or anything else. It's just the CSS file and the JS file, the JavaScript files, that you need to copy over. The next step is to add the CSS to the head of our page. So I'm going to place it in just under the main.css. And then I'll scroll down to our scripts, and I'll add it just under main.js. And we should now have all the elements, all the connections, so that we can start to code our Lightbox. The idea of a Lightbox is to have some thumbnail images, and when you click on the thumbnail images, it brings up larger versions of those images. So I've prepared a set of images of cars, and I've got car 001, 002, 003, and so on, and these are the full-size versions. And then I've created thumbnails, which are 200 wide by whatever high, because some of them have different aspect ratios, but they're all 200 across. And these are thumbnails. So we'll copy the car images in for our Lightbox. There they are. Now I'm going to place the Lightbox thumbnails right below this text, but above the footer. And the code that you'll be using is quite simple. It looks like this. You need to create an unordered list of a class thumbnails and use data toggle equals Lightbox. What this does is it tells the browser that you want to use the Lightbox JavaScript code. Then for each thumbnail, you'll create a list item of a class span2. Now, this is important because the span2 indicates to the browser that this is going to span 2 grid elements. If you recall, we go back to Bootstrap and look at the grid system, you'll see that there are actually 12 cells, or 12 grid sections, 9 on this side and 3 making up this area. And what we want to do is to span 2 of these, so the thumbnails will take up 2 grid units out of the 12. Then the next item is to create a link to your individual full-size car images. You give this a class of thumbnail, and then finally you link the image of the thumbnail in this location. And however many you have in the row, you just make copies of this and change the names of the files. So this is the first image. Let's save this and check to see if everything works. There's our first thumbnail. Let's click on it. Yes, it comes up. We'll close it up. So this first one is working. Let's copy and make 5 more. And I've tried to make this as simple as I could by just changing the name, car 001, car 002. Makes it very easy to then just make the changes here. And we'll do one more. So now I have all 6. And there we go. That's how to install Lightbox and make use of it in your website.